Maybe you would own a house in Final Fantasy XIV if you didn't partake in so much avocado toast. Hey guys, it's Cole. And so let's talk about the collective heartbreak of thousands of Final Fantasy XIV players who did not get a house this morning, and frankly, it's a problem that has been haunting the game ever since the days of Eld. Housing. Oh no, not the system itself or any of the furnishings or the amazing exteriors that you can have or any of the customizations or dyeable features or freaking anything. The garden plots even, like all of that is awesome. But the problem is all about getting a house, getting past that first initial gate. Can you frankly just call it gatekeeping? I mean, it's kind of like placard gatekeeping. It's like, you don't own this house, haha. I need to make a joke about it or it will be just a sad video. So let's talk about what happened, because a lot of people have no idea what happened this morning. In this patch, housing got expanded by 1,800 plots, and the draw to obtain those 1,800 plots has just finished this morning. And after spending all night collecting numbers before the draw, I can tell you that the smallest bid for a large, and I'm not even joking, it was with excessive searching of every district, every ward, every subdivision and the rest, your best odds for any large, and we're talking like the worst of the worst larges, is 16.7%. That is your best shot. Now, if it was a plot that me and my boyfriend rated highly, which I was requested to take down these videos because they're just like, oh no, you're gonna ruin the housing market, more people are gonna bid on it, like you need to keep the hush hush. But if it was one of the plots that me and my boyfriend rated highly, most of those had 20 and some even above 30 bids, which is mind-blowing. Let's talk about those numbers too, because I genuinely feel like they are a bit deceptive. Some people might be like, oh, it was only 30 bids on a single plot. It's not that bad, which sounds insane to say, but people will actually feel that way because we used to see some of them were like up above 50 last time we had this. Was quite a while ago though. Frankly, in terms of the numbers, there has never been a better time to try and get a house in 14. Reality is we are in patch 6.3, which is objectively a mid-expansion patch. It's not a Savage Tier release patch. Deep Dungeon is coming in 2 months from now, and overall, I would frankly say the hype for Final Fantasy XIV is at the lowest point that it can be. And this should be no news to anyone. This happens every single expansion. This is just how it is. Attention and hype are right now slumped. It's really high at the start, and then it gets really high at the end. Just the expansion hype, like it's really at this point when we're in 6.3, it's really only up from here. Brand new Savage raid tier in 6.4, more content there, then we have the expansion hype start to roll, we have the fan fest, and then people start going absolutely crazy. So truly, this was the best chance that you had to win a house. It will only go downhill from here as the game gains popularity again and gets more hype and attention. And this isn't even mentioning that creators are largely talking about stuff like PvP, the Paladin rework, the brand new ultimate, or awareness basically is just low for this system, for the housing system. You don't see many people talking at all about housing. Obviously you have like some people who are like specifically niched into housing and that's their thing, that like talk about it vaguely, because even some of those creators are like, we don't really want to spoil the housing market. So awareness was probably the lowest it's ever been. Heck, even like I was saying before, I did some videos just doing housing ward reviews and was asked quite kindly, I'm not going to say people were rude, and to take them down, and likewise I did. I'm going to have to repost them later, which they'll probably get like 200 views. They'll fucking fail at this point, but whatever. Self-sabotage ahoy. At least I feel like I did the right thing. I guess. I hope I did. But let's keep fleshing this out. Even the people who did come back for 6.3's content are probably not paying that close attention 2 weeks into this like we are now. People including me have short attention spans, and if it's not there on launch day, chances are it's forgotten. It's like, okay, I blasted through MSQ, I blasted through PvP, I've checked out Island Sanctuary, and now I'm unsubscribing. Is what a lot of them are, and that's not me ragging on 14, that's just what a mid-cycle patch does. So when I say, yes, some of the worst mediums I have seen factually with 3 bids, that sounds great on paper. Like, hey, now if I add my vote, it's 4, and I have a 25% chance to win. But last cycle, with new housing added like a bazillion years ago, it was triple that number. Okay, that's enough of that. Now let's talk about Heartbreak, because oh my god, it was palpable. Actually, it's still palpable because people are still just waking up, especially if they're in like later time zones. And so they're waking up going, oh my god. Earlier in the video, I said the best chance that you had at a large, which was like skimming through all of them, was 5 bidders, including yourself. So that means you had a 20% chance of winning. Realistically, that means 80% of the participating people lose. There can only be one winner objectively. Oh wow, what a revelation. I know I'm having an epiphany. But to no one's surprise, there is going to therefore be a massive amount of people that feel incredibly down right now. And I'm not going to provide names. Part of me was like, oh, you could take like screenshots and really provide evidence in your video. But I would feel like that'd be a huge jump in privacy, because it's just like, I know these people, I'm friends with a lot of these people, or like people on Twitter that I follow, and I'm not going to seek their approval to get a tweet in the video that you can literally just go onto 14 Twitter and see a bazillion posts about. Like, it takes little effort to see Discord channels flooded with it. In-game shout chat in certain areas is a drama-filled disaster. Jesus Christ, people. I thought we dropped more drama in A Realm Reborn, I guess not. Twitter's filled with people calling out each other saying, fuck you, you have a large bit. How dare you have a large? You don't deserve a large for a private. No one with a private plot should have a large. Fuck you. And I'm scared to even browse the Reddit. I started Googling and I'm like, no. And then the forums, same thing. So something really needs to change. Honestly, you all know that I love the developers, and I know people aren't going to listen to that or acknowledge that, but I make content because I genuinely love this game and our devs. I sink money into this. This is not a profitability thing. This is a passion project. So like when I say something really needs to change for housing, this is not me bashing the devs whatsoever. I freaking love them. But we cannot keep this up. We can't keep going bid after bid after bid with people feeling negative or depressed or down in a video game because of supply and demand that frankly reminds the majority of people my age, 20-something-year-olds, hey fam, good luck buying a house even in a fucking video game. It just doesn't hit right, guys. I don't think that that's a stretch to say. It doesn't hit right. Now let's get a little bit back down into it. There is some of the worst areas with the worst plots, like small plots looking directly into the back end of another plot, and yes, you can certainly see a ton of those with 0 bidders. I'd say if you're good with that, you could get a small. You could. But this is even in my ward. Someone pieced out because I guess they were sick of the trash being thrown down on their house from above like a garbage dump, and I can't blame them. Like, compare some of these houses that I'm gonna go by to like this house. Like, geez, I really wonder where most people would rather be. Like this person I found with that same plot that I was talking about, that's the dumping ground, who was so unhappy with it that they literally have it in this state. Bro, the entire thing is on fire. It is literally a dumpster fire, which shows how they feel about the house, and I can't even blame them. But now let's look at this large in the mists again. You're telling me that these houses are on the same playing field at all whatsoever? Oh, hell no. You know, I shouldn't really say it because I love 14 and I love our developers, but I feel like the Elder Scrolls Online has a vastly superior housing system just because you can completely avoid the scarcity problem. We have a manufactured problem here where virtual houses in a game are literally causing so much grief and hardship over virtual online pixel. In Elder Scrolls Online, you get an instance world that is completely your own. You don't need to fight over plots. You can just have the... or fight over a plot, worse yet, to have the honor of looking at the backside of a house or be someone's dumping ground. Now, ESO is very much, and I mean it with nothing short of respect, not as much of a game that is for me over something like 14. Like, it's not 14, it's not at risk of that at all, but you can play as a buff Viking dude with a big beard, so I mean that is a huge plus. Where is our beard and Viking dude option? But their housing system, what I'm trying to get at, you have to concede, is so much more accessible. You cannot deny it is so much more accessible, so much better in that way, and that sucks. This housing is a system I personally partake in a lot, and I love it. It's a fantastic system made by our developers, and every patch brings in so many more housing items and aesthetic. I'm gonna keep it short, but I had a miserable experience doing UCOV and Stormblood and everything, and if it wasn't for the housing system, I would have quit 14. And I think that every time I make a housing video that does come to mind, it's just like this system, if it wasn't for this system and me getting a house by pure freaking luck in Stormblood, and yeah, I stayed up all night clicking placards back in the day, I probably wouldn't be here. Stormblood and UCOV absolutely burnt me. It was such a toxic, horrible experience. To close this video out, this system needs to change. Housing acquisition needs to change. We can't continue the cycle of people bidding, getting their feelings hurt, and rightfully so. Bro, if you want to play housing in a video game, a virtual world, a fake world with fake pixels, and you're told you can't even do that, no kidding, people are gonna feel upset about it. This is the same thing like I opened the line with the freaking avocado toast. This is the shit that my generation deals with. The scarcity and rarity of housing, in my opinion, needs to end. And if you think it's bad now, imagine if this was on a mainline patch where people were subbed and active and hyped. It'd be horrible. Maybe you would owe